Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is out, and I've spent some time with the campaign and the multiplayer. I didn't touch Spec Ops though, because, come on, who the fuck plays Spec Ops? So this begs the question, how does the game stack up? And more importantly, how does it compare to its predecessor? First, let's talk campaign, and personally, I like it. I like playing as Soap and Gaz, and at first I wasn't a fan of the story, but once the big twist happened, I was hooked. It makes the conflict a lot more personal because Graves felt like such a close friend. He was extremely well written, and the voice actor did a great job of portraying him. However, that's where my legs end. The gameplay and set pieces in this game aren't as fun as the first game, and although the story picks up about halfway through, Modern Warfare 2019's campaign had me interested from start to finish. First, let's talk gameplay. I think the only fun mission is the one where you jump from vehicle to vehicle. Other than that, I didn't really enjoy any of the other missions in this game. I heard a lot of people like the ghillie suit mission with Price and Gaz, but I just couldn't stand this shit. It was way too boring. Secondly, yes, Modern Warfare 2 story is good, but it falls flat when compared to 2019's campaign. Farah's story and conflict was emotional, and it felt like it was written with passion. It actually tried to tell a story and not just sit in the background of some corridor shooter gameplay. I loved it from start to finish, and Modern Warfare 2's campaign just feels like another COD campaign, and the only real emotional aspect to it is when Graves turns on you. It just portrays like another day in the life of a military man, while 2019's campaign illustrated a struggle that lasted years, finally coming to a conclusion. So while Modern Warfare 2's campaign is good, it pales in comparison to Modern Warfare's. Next up is multiplayer, and fasten your seatbelts because I'm about to go off. This multiplayer, in my opinion, is the worst multiplayer in the history of the series. Worse than Ghosts, worse than Black Ops 4. Fuck this multiplayer. There are two main things that drive me absolutely insane: the progression system and the map design. The progression in this game's multiplayer makes me not want to even play the game. It is arguably the worst progression system I've ever seen in a video game. I saw the amount of guns in this game and I thought, damn, they really outdid themselves this time around. But that thought was crushed when I learned that realistically there's just like about 7 guns, and all the other guns are just modified versions of those guns. For example, you have an M4, but the M4 is also the F-TAC Recon, it's also the 5.56 Icarus, it's also the M16, and it's also the FSS Hurricane. This is all due to the game's receiver system, which is one of the most pointless, redundant, tedious systems I've ever seen in a video game. Take the MP5 for example, or in this game it's called the Lockman Sub, because I guess it's just cheaper for the billion-dollar company to make their own guns instead of just paying for the rights to the actual weapons. To unlock the MP5, first you have to use the Lockman 7.62, and then when that gets to level 13, you'll unlock the receiver for the Lockman 5.56, and then you have to specifically use the Lockman 5.56 to unlock the Lockman Sub receiver, and then you have to start leveling the Lockman Sub for its specific attachments. This shit is just too complicated for literally like no reason at all. It's complicated just to be complicated. I mean, it gets you using different guns, but I'm only going to use those different guns until I get the one that I want, and then I'm never switching from that gun. This multi-gun system bleeds into the attachments as well. Want a red dot on your M4? Have fun using the fucking Scar H. It just doesn't make any sense. I'd rather have to work through 40 levels of a gun's attachments than have to plan a roadmap to unlock Merc Forward. And Infinity Ward strikes again with the worst maps you've ever seen in your entire life. There's not a single map in this game that I get excited to play on. You know what would make a good map? 400 cars, all destructible by the way, just lined up, bumper to bumper. Good luck trying to see anyone. Embassy has more doors than Monsters Incorporated. Fuck this one with the water. None of these maps are fun. On top of all of that, this game is just buggy. I'm not gonna sit here and say, I understand it's day one, because no, I don't fucking understand. It's day one. It's the most important day for the game. Why after every match do I load into Warzone 2 when it hasn't even released yet? Why does the game crash after every 3 seconds? Why is this the fucking norm for every AAA game? Modern Warfare 2, in my opinion, is like a 4 out of 10 at best. The second half of the campaign is probably the only good thing about this game. Other than that, this game is an utter waste of time, bogged down by attempts at innovation that were not needed at all.